chopping up with people, and also just being dominant players who you can always expect to see in the top 12, top 8 kind of thing. Especially at a stacked tournament like this, you knew they had to come through. And I mean, facing each other, it definitely makes sense. I mean, 9 seed, 8 seed, we know that these are evenly matched players.
Yeah, and we're going to see LemonTea go with his Fox, and I can't blame him for this. Like, Fox has the ability to approach a little bit better and kind of snuff out Deltaforce's options to camp. And, of course, both players are going to rely on Nair a lot for openings. And right now, we're seeing LemonTea kind of make the most out of it.
Yeah, and we are seeing, we've been seeing that LemonTea is very serious.
Oh.
Wow, okay, very good up air right there. I mean, those juggles are really nice. But, yeah, LemonTea, he's been taking the Fox much more seriously lately, I feel like. I've seen him pull out the Fox a lot more in bracket lately. I don't know if that's just, I mean, he's always had it, but,
yeah.
It does kind of feel like recently he's really starting to, get more invested in the character.
And it's definitely a good investment, right? Already having Wolf, so you kind of have the same vibe in terms of their kit.
They're spacies.
Yeah, they're both spacies, but Fox is much faster, right?
Yeah.
And I think Fox has the versatility that Wolf is missing. Of course, that speed, but also, quite frankly, kill power. Kill confirms. Because that Nair into up smash is deadly.
Yeah, for sure. And I feel like being a fast character, you can do a lot better into more defensive players.
Yeah.
I mean, Deltaforce isn't defensive, but I feel like Link just kind of naturally is. So, I mean, even though Wolf still would win that matchup, just from a player-to-player standpoint, you might want a more aggressive character like Fox. So I feel like that sort of co-main situation is very nice synergy.
Yeah. I like how you talked about how Deltaforce tends not to play campy, but it's his setups where he's trying to, get a lot of projectiles out. And that kind of makes him play a little bit more safer and more patient. And, of course, LemonTea kind of in his face a lot, trying to throw out these Nairs, trying to, again, snuff out any attempts of Deltaforce to get these bomb setups, to get these boomerangs off. And right now you can see it because Deltaforce struggling to get his bomb back, running back, and then getting punished immediately. So Deltaforce has to play this a little bit more smart, has to be a little bit more aware of what LemonTea wants to do.
Exactly. And sort of the speed that Fox has, I mean, the way he kind of approaches it, right? It's kind of similar to like in Melee, how a lot of Falco players will have a Fox secondary for a character like Jigglypuff. You know what I mean? Where against those more defensive characters, maybe you want someone who can really use that speed in more ways than one. So it is nice seeing LemonTea have a little bit of a lead here into this Fox, but Deltaforce is still keeping it close.
It definitely, and again, you're seeing these setups happen right with this bomb. And huge damage, almost killing, throwing it up.
I don't know if he has a jump, by the way.
Yeah. Yep, nice. Good, and that's the thing with Fox is even though he has really, really, good speed and all this stuff, really good up air to kill Deltaforce, he lacks in that linear recovery. And that's something that can be easily exploited as Link because that remote bomb is so good to catch Firefox or even Illusion.
Especially when you run out of a jump as Fox, it becomes really easy to sort of telegraph what you do, especially when you have so many options as a character like Link, which, again, not traditionally the best character in Smash Ultimate, but when you're as good as Deltaforce and you know all these tools that Link has, it can feel like, these seemingly winning matchups for a character like Fox might not be as advantageous when you're playing against someone like Delta.
Yeah, advantage is definitely the key.
That's not KOing, I was going to say.
But definitely close. This might do the trick right here. Again, that lingering hitbox that bomb has when it just bounces is so deadly. And Deltaforce, I've talked with him before, he's been experimenting with it. Oh,
yeah, he was looking for something fancy, but
for the roll.
I think he's just going to keep it simple for the rest of this stock and just
nice.
Get a little air dodge read, wait for it, get the up tilt.
Yeah, and I think LemonTea really kind of dropped the gun there, or at least jumped the gun, honestly, against Deltaforce because he had the lead, right? He had really had Deltaforce kind of on the back burners a little bit, but I think once it got into, the late game of the set, I think LemonTea kind of just got tired, and Deltaforce was able to capitalize off of it. But you can see here that, that exact moment where he got that second stock was when Deltaforce was just running away with this set.
Oh, for sure. I still like, being able to pick Fox in this situation, and he's going to continue to go with Fox.
Yeah.
Sort of, trusting his gut. But we have to see, when it comes to, while you can use that speed to overwhelm Link, it's not just you're constantly in spatial action, right? There has to be sort of a balance that you need to find. And if LemonTea can I guess, more effectively take advantage of that balance, I can definitely see him taking this game and maybe the set.
Is he gonna do that on FD though? That's the real question.
I honestly, it's a weird counter pick for sure. We traditionally do not see this counter pick very often at all.
Especially against Link.
Yeah, especially against Link. But, I mean, I guess the idea is that you can't really use the platforms to sort of shark with Link's, big sword attacks.
Right.
You have a more linear space of battle to where, like, when Fox is running at you, you can't escape to a certain platform. You can't use a platform to mix up the way you send your projectiles or anything like that. It's just simple, Fox only, no items, FD. You already know.
Fox McCloud.
Yeah.
Oh.
The classic meme. You already know. I mean, Deltaforce, kind of unfazed, has a bit of a lead here, but it's still pretty close.
And this is where FD kind of comes in because now you were talking about how linear the stage is. This also means that LemonTea's approaches are going to be much more linear because he's relying on this aerial approach, and Deltaforce calling it out every single time with his really, really busted and disjointed nair.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he sees Fox's nair and says, I can do one better.
Ooh!
And with that forward air right there, he's looking very good for Deltaforce. I mean, LemonTea, again, it just seems like, tries to go for a shine spike there. Oh, no! Oh, wait, he's alive. Oh, he's not.
No, he's
not alive.
That was unfortunate.
Yeah. I heard someone scream no in the background.
Probably
Dang. Oh, man.
Yeah,
that's unfortunate. I mean, again, I see the vision when it comes to LemonTea's Fox. It's just that, like, Deltaforce is so good.
Yeah.
He's just like, he's played against all these Foxes before, like the yellows of the world. You know what I mean? Like, he has that experience to where it's like, unless your Fox is like absolutely on top of its game, he's gonna be, the Deltaforce is gonna be doing all those little things that put him ahead.
Yeah, definitely. And it was just chip damage at this point, right? Like, LemonTea was able to get straight hits off, get a lot of really good combos, as you saw in that first stock of the first game, was just able to get the up air. But when you get setups like this with remote bomb that just, again, mitigate a lot of Fox's recoveries and approaches, it's just so difficult. And FD, again, questionable stage pick. I get the idea, but it's like you limit yourself as well. And because all of your damage really relies on dash attacks or approaching nairs, it's easy to punish that. And you could see, Deltaforce getting a very, very good fair, going off stage, which, you don't really expect a lot of Links to go off stage, but hey, that's the beauty of Deltaforce. And this right here, the biggest mistake, just
he thought he was going to, like, tech it.
And I can't blame him, though, because, like, a lot of times, the hero spin, you don't expect that to, like, really stage spike you, but it can. And so LemonTea was just thinking a little bit too far ahead, not really thinking of the present. And
I get you.
Yeah, and the reality is he's going to loser's side, and Deltaforce with a very, very solid 2-0, and already starting off, the second part of our block. I mean, it's been very intense.
No, it's been very interesting, even off stream as well. We have Phantom getting a 2-1 upset over Pharaoh.
Wow.
So he's going to be facing Melly, as a matter of fact, who Melly was able to get, I don't know if it's an upset, but Melly was able to beat Hayes, which is, pretty good win.
That's pretty good. But again, Melly is one of the best Belmonts, not only in the world, but in New York as well. Of course,
That's true.
If you guys have gone to Xeno, if you guys